Hi there, welcome to Kapow Wow Cooking. Today we're going to do a very simple dish, just a piece of salmon in a sauce with onions and mushrooms with poached eggs on top. So what we need to do straight away to make sure everything is getting ready is, here we go, make sure you put on that. So this will put on the pan. I've got a bit of olive oil. Make sure you get good olive oil, okay? So we'll put that in there. I'll just take that lid, it's a long lid. Okay, like that, like that. Wow, there we go. Really good. So put that in there. Remember, skin down, skin down. So, okay, now, so once you do that, just leave it. That's going to be fairly hot. So make sure it's fairly steady cook. Wash your hands. Always wash your hands, okay? Like that. You can start to prepare your other things, okay? So here we go. So if we move this up a bit, so we can see. So let's start preparing some of the other food as well. So we could start, this is where, whilst that is cooking, we can still prepare, because that will take 3 or 4 minutes on each side. Make sure it's not too hot because it will burn. You want it steady, medium to low. All right, so let's get cooking. So we're gonna put some of this in, not all of it maybe, we'll just go off with it, okay? So we'll put a bit of butter in there in a few minutes. So just so it cooks quicker. The smaller the pieces, the easier it will be. With these, what you want to do is make sure you give these a quick wash. Okay, so I'm going to give these a very quick wash. There we go. Oh, it's really good. I really like it when Carlo is not around because my dishes need washing, so I'll let him do the washing when he comes in. Here we go, so cut those ends off, put them in the box, we don't need them. Then you want to chop these off towards the end where you think they're dirty. Okay, and then we're going to slice this, there, like that. As much as you want, thin or thick. And we will be doing a cutting example of how to cut, okay? Because there is a way of cutting, which you've got to be careful. You've got to be very careful, okay? So once you've done that, if you don't like the end of the bits, just put them in the box, and we won't use those. Make sure you try to tidy up. Carlo keeps telling me to keep being clean, so we'll see. Now I've got a selection of, oh, look at this. So look at there. Again, don't touch it. You can start to see where it's getting more pink. Okay, well again, try not to touch that. Okay, well, now I've got a different selection of mushrooms. Okay, so let's cut this. So let's cut these. Now you can cut these any way you want, but make sure you cut them carefully. Always look at where you're cutting. Okay, I'm going to not use that for me. That's not good, but that's your choice. Okay, there you go. So put those some mushrooms. Obviously, different mushrooms will taste differently. Let's try these. You might not want to cut some of them, okay? I'm just going to quickly give it a quick chop like that. Oh, I think these are oyster. I think these are oyster mushrooms. Beautiful, really beautiful. Okay, so put that in there like that. That is starting to cook now. I can smell the aroma. Right, so here we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start putting this in, and that will just add more flavour. Look at that. That'll add more flavour to the salmon. We can start to turn that in a minute. So I need to make sure I get my spatula now. This was easier last time I thought. It will burn. Okay, so you want to turn it down, it will burn. So let's turn that around. Okay, so if you see any brown there, and there you go, that's lovely, that smells really good. So that butter now, just make sure if you see any brown there, just turn it down because it will burn and we don't want that being burnt, okay? So what we can start to do, I'm going to put my onions in at the end because they will cook really quickly. So I'm going to put my mushrooms in. Now, whilst this is all happening, I'm now going to cook my eggs because I know my eggs will take one of the quickest. So make sure that gets hot really quickly. That's a hot heat. And we've got now over here, there we have it, okay? So again, get a wooden spoon because metal will actually not be very good, okay? Because it will scrape. This is a new non-stick pan, okay? So again, you can put as much mushrooms in there as you want. I do like mushrooms, okay? But this sauce with the butter and the salmon will cook really, really well, okay? And that is cooking really well. So I'm just going to make sure that is boiling. Yes, and we'll just move that around. I say make sure it's just all cooking. I might put a bit more mushrooms. I really love oyster mushrooms, really flavoursome. I don't know if you've tried them before, but you should. So this is a really healthy dish. No carbohydrates, okay? We've had no carbohydrates in the food so far. This is really good. So this is why it's a healthy dish, okay? Lots of protein there, and that is cooking really steadily. I might just increase that speed a bit now, okay? So now let's see, we're just waiting for this, because this will cook now 3 or 4 minutes on each side. There is still plenty of time, okay? And then towards the end, I'm going to put in the little onions, okay? I will just put them in because they will cook really quickly. You don't want them really overcooked. Mushrooms, you can have crunchy, okay? But this butter with the salmon will really add a bit more flavour to it. Now, you could add lemon, but again, Mr. Chris hasn't got lemon in. So I'm just going to cook as I would in normal life. This is real life. So we're about 2 or 3 minutes away. We're waiting for this to boil. So I'm going to get I do like a fork. I will show people how to do the poached egg. We have done it quite a few times, but there is a very good way of doing it. About 3 minutes really. Oh, these mushrooms are looking really good at the moment. Okay, do that around there. Again, you could add many things to your sauce if you want. A chili sauce, it's like a soy sauce chinsu, okay? Garlic and chili as well. Okay, so I'm going to just let that cook, just making sure, and you can start to see when it starts to flake up like that, you know it's starting to cook really well. Okay, so that's cooking really well. Might just flip that now onto the other side, so you're cooking it evenly. Okay, so there we go. You can see a bit of caramelization there, adding flavour to it. Okay, so now once this bubbles, I'm going to put in my poached egg. Now remember, with the poached egg, I did say have it ready in a bowl, makes it much quicker. It does seem to stick much easier, okay? Have your fork ready to spin it round, okay? Smelling really good. Can you smell that? Can you smell that? That's really good. So here we go, so we'll get ready. Once it starts to bubble, we will, so I don't know if you can see that there, but once it starts to bubble, we will turn the temperature down, because otherwise the egg will fly away everywhere. It will fly away everywhere. Do you like the new apron? Apron is really good, hey? Power of cooking, you know it. So here we go. Bobo wants to see the action there because he thinks it's very smoky where he sat. Right, so what we're going to do, it's starting to bubble, so I'm just going to turn that down a bit. I'm going to mix it. Now you could have 2 eggs, like Mr. Chris does like his eggs. I'm going to move that around now. Move it around, move it around, move it around. Then just let it go, like that, boom, and that's in. Make sure you get that ready to pick it out, so that's there ready. Always being prepared is better than not being prepared. Right, so this is now really cooking. Let's turn that around. Wow, that's really good. And again, so that should be cooked on the top half there. If we have a look at that, smells so good, okay? It's caramelization. We'll just cook that now for the bottom half, and then that should be ready. In about maybe 1 or 2 minutes, I'm going to put the onions in at the end, just so that they are not overcooked. Now it's your choice, you might want to put a bit more butter in there. Butter just adds more flavour really, okay? We can start to plate up, as they say. Okay, so let's see. So let's start to prepare for this. And like I say, put a bit more butter in there. That will only add flavour, you don't have to, it's not very healthy, but every so often it's good. So now, what we need to, the way how I'm going to do it is, I'm going to put the salmon and the sauce and the poached egg on top. So think about how you're going to do that, okay? I've never got any, it's a bit messy here, isn't it? Wow, I don't know if that's, it's very messy. Has Carlo been around here? Very messy. Right, so this looks like it's really ready. Now this is starting to bubble, so I don't want that to bubble, okay? Bubble trouble, okay? Now I'm just going to look, that to me is almost ready. We've got the salmon. Now the salmon, like I say, so let's get this sort, we'll throw this in there. Okay, throw it. And it's best to just be a bit extra safe with meat. When cooking meat, give it an extra minute. It's best to be safe than not. Okay, so now we've got that in there. I'm going to move this over here. Move that out of the way. Right, let's just, and now we've got a real, look at that, we've got a really healthy steam going on. You could add more vegetables to that, sweet corn, you name it, okay? So, Bobo, you got to go over here because you're getting in the way. You will get burned, boy. You will get burned. Okay, now, let's see. So, here we go, again. Again, we don't want to use metal on a non-stick pan. So, here we go. Let's plate up, as they say in the cooking world. So, there we go. So we're going to put that on there like that. Well, actually, let's pour that on over it there like that. Then we have that like that. Then we can put that there. Then we get, oh, now Mr. Chris, this is where Mr. Chris, oh, there it is. Let's give it a quick wash. Carlo is so messy. Carlo is so messy. And there we have a poached egg on top. Oh, very, very slippy. That's like that. Now you can here have some salt and pepper. So let's get a bit of that salt on there. We've got salt in this time. You could add a bit of, if you want, a drizzle, okay, of that soy sauce on there. That will take it. I do like a bit of chili sauce, so you know how I'll do it. And we just go like that. Just do it nice, and you can do it a bit fancy if you want, like that. And there you have, that's what you have, salmon with poached egg with a butter onion sauce, okay? And yes, we have a runny one. So there you go, try that at home. Thank you for watching Cooking Kapow Wow Cooking.